Flat World is really interesting, founded in part by Dave Wiley from Utah. And basically they are releasing more and more textbooks. And if you want to read them online, you can do that for free. If you want paper copy, I think their average cost is around $19. In fact, it may be $19 for all their books. I'm not sure. But the idea is that if you can afford and you want paper, then pay for it. If you don't, then you can read it on screen. And I would not discount the importance of screen readers. I know they've been just around the corner for 10 years. But things like Kindle and some of the other screen readers, I know with my iPhone, it's the first time I have ever been actually reading books online. And if Apple ever comes out with the rumored combination of a laptop and the iPhone or a touch, you're going to find a much bigger screen, and it's going to be even more appreciated by students. So students are having trouble paying for textbooks these days. Many of them are just plain not buying the book. There was an article in just this morning's Edmonton Journal about a girl who was struggling financially through university, and she said she only bought 2 of the 19 assigned books last year. 2 books out of 19. And so she's being denied the access. Now, if her teachers had an assigned open textbook, she would be able to have access to them at the same time as everyone around the world. Open scholars induce open students. And the idea is that if we can get our students to start putting their work out there up front, encouraging them to comment on, to work on Wikipedia and other wiki projects, to basically get involved in the whole open access movement, we will overcome eventually a barrier that we're struggling with now, is that most people, they consume open resources, especially something like Wikipedia. And in fact, let's do a little poll right now. And I'd like you to, on the top, in the middle, there's a green check. Check if you've ever accessed Wikipedia before. And I hope that I'm going to get 100% of check marks. Okay, you can see, put an X if you've never been on Wikipedia. And you can see that those who are still awake, of our 43, the vast majority of them used it. Okay, now I'm going to clear that. I want you to put a check mark if you've edited an article on Wikipedia, if you've contributed something to Wikipedia. And out of this group of experts, you can see that we do have some, but most of us probably have yet to edit an article in Wiki. And maybe you can make that as your second contribution or your second resolution from Open Access Week, is to go on Wikipedia and add some of your knowledge to one of the topics that's there, or start your own. So we have a use but don't contribute barrier that we have to learn how to overcome, and getting our scholars to induce, to support open students, I think, is a good way to do that. Open Scholars support open students. There is the Open Student Television Network. There's the Open Student a constitution, or the movement, the right to research kind of thing. So there is a social movement led by students, and I'd encourage you to encourage your students to be involved in it. Open Scholars teach open courses. We already heard Dennis talk about his experience on George Siemens and Stephen Downes' Connectivism course that they've done for 2 years. David Cormier is doing a course specifically in French, targeted at Franco-Africans in Africa. And there's Open Thinking, and Alex Kurios from University of Regina continues to, this is his second or third year of offering an open access course. What does an open course mean? It means that anybody in the world can take it for no cost. It doesn't mean they'll get credit for no cost. If there's marking involved, there may be charges, but they can certainly access the content free and open access. Open Scholars research openness. There's a number of there's a journal of open education resources. Again, how we integrate this disruptive technologies into our educational systems is itself a fertile area for research, and I'd encourage people to look at how openness can, what it means, what effects it has, both the anticipated and the unanticipated effects. Open learners use tools effectively. It's my own diagram of a personal learning environment, but you can see how we have to get to use these social tools, Web 2.0 in particular. We use them for hobbies, for producing, for production, and of course for going to school. The whole idea is so that we have to, in order to really exploit open access tools, you have to have a certain level of confidence and comfort and efficacy with the tools to access them, and those are commonly referred to as personal learning environments. Open scholars are change agents. They help us to cross-pollinate between disciplines to sustain and grow effective learning networks. And also, open scholars both help birth new institutions and they help reform existing scholars. So there's really an opportunity for social change involved here. And finally, I'm going to end talking just about time. Never forget the importance of wasting time, or the importance of not wasting time. Save time by using the efforts of others. We cannot, none of us have time to do all the things that we could, should, might, and like to do, but by working together, by sharing the things that we've learned with others, we can save time for all of us. We have to learn how to manage all the information, all the open access materials that are around. And we do that by personalizing, and we can't make rules for people, but basically we have to realize that what some people call information overload, other people say it's their lifeblood. So we have to allow tools, we have to allow individuals to filter and to set the size of their drinking cup from a fire hose to a straw, and let them be the judges of what's appropriate for them. Open scholars are involved in the future. And I think we need to, just for global reasons, we really need to talk about forging an ecology of lifelong learning, and open scholarship is all about that. So I'll end where I began, with a quote from Gideon Burton. He says that open access is more than the new model of scholarly publishing. It is the only ethical move available to scholars who take their own work seriously enough to believe its value lies in how well it engages many publics and not just a few academics who might subscribe to a paper journal. So I am going to quit now. I see we have 10 minutes. I hope we have some comments, some questions, or some rebuttals, or some ones or components or aspects of open scholarship that I've missed it. So you don't have to bother raising your hand. Just grab that link down at the bottom if you have a comment or question.
I'll try not to leave the air dead for too long. It's Dennis once again. I'm just wondering if there's a tool out there that allows an individual to try and funnel all of this information to make it a little more easy, I suppose, to work with all the information that's available out there. We have page flakes, we have weblogs, we have Twitter. All of these various things are ongoing. And with the exception of Google Reader, which I access a number of the journals, I find it really difficult to get my arms around all of this information and try to capture it without spending the entire day just working around on the computer, surfing the net, as it were, and getting some work done. And so I'm wondering if there's a specific tool out there that will allow one to basically tag the information that one wants and then funnel it to either through email or some other mechanism to the individual.
I wish I had the perfect answer, and I'm going to go and look. I bookmarked a few days ago and I registered under a tool I think called Glimpse, and it basically picks feeds up from blogs, from Twitter, and it Google searches, Facebook, LinkedIn, and what it does is it tries to log in as you, if necessary, and find new postings, and then filter them and place them all under individuals so that you can go by your friends, and as you hover over the name of a particular friend, it brings in all the Google search or all the Twitters, all the LinkedIn and Facebook comments that person has had, and also all the emails that you've had with with that person. The downside is you have to give away your email password, and I've been loath to do that to make it really functional. But I mean, I think that's one such tool. I'm going to see if anybody else has got any killer applications to think of. Maybe I did get a chance to play with Google Wave as well. It's problematic, and I think that there probably will never be one perfect way to sort of aggregate everything, although there are certainly a lot of Web 2.0